Salute, man. What's happening, man? Boxing Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Salute to everybody out there. You know, gotta talk about this Caleb Plant versus David Benavides. 50-50 fight, pick'em fight. And at the end of the day, this is like the best of the best at 168. Bar, Saul Canelo Alvarez. But both of these guys are putting themselves in position to try to get a shot. Caleb Plant trying to get a rematch. Because the first fight with him and Canelo, he was actually getting busy in that fight. He got caught, got knocked out. But, Canelo at the time, pound for pound, #1 face of boxing. And he only gained from that experience. So you make the adjustments. He's added wrinkles to his game. He just had an impressive knockout against Anthony the Dog Durrell. So he wants to get back in there and fight Canelo again. And Canelo definitely will fight him. He fought Triple G 3 times. Then you got David Benavides, dubbed by Mike Tyson the Mexican Monster. He's been kind of patiently waiting in the cut, like the Loch Ness Monster, Nelly. I think that's what they call her. He's been kind of just patiently waiting in the cut. He has time on his side. He's young. Both guys are young. But we know he was in position and unfortunately undisciplined, lost the title on the scales. He was a chubby kid for one. He was a little fat boy. And he's a big boy for the weight division. So he can't afford to be undisciplined. If you look at his track record, that was one time he fell on the scale. And the second time he got stripped because he had a little, devil's dandruff in his system. That's in the past. But that does show a lack of discipline at that time. On the other hand, Caleb Plant showed unwavering discipline under pressure that some people can't even fathom and imagine. We all know his past with his daughter who was ill when he was, starting his new family. He had a daughter that was ill, an infant, and he watched her fight for her life. And he still stayed disciplined. He showed the heart of a gladiator. He showed the character of a samurai. He showed the discipline of a professional through the toughest of tough times. He's been a consummate professional. And we see him under pressure. Even at the presser with Canelo, things got heated. He still kept his cool to a certain extent. And he pushed Canelo. Canelo came back with some very fast hands and hit him like 2 or 3 times with blinding speed, cut his face, knocked his glasses off his face. And Caleb Plant still was able to, recompose himself. So going into this fight, both of these guys have some attributes. They both have some strengths and not a lot of weaknesses. Both have good ring IQ. I would have to give the speed advantage to Caleb Plant. I would have to give, the better footwork to Caleb Plant. Discipline, I feel like they both have good defense. So kind of 50-50 on defense. I like David Benavides. Sometimes I think he can leave his body exposed. He can come in standing straight up, and he's so tall. Sometimes his body is exposed. So we just seen Caleb Plant with a good combination to the body, head, that dispatched Durrell. So if he's doing some head body or body head body combinations, that might show him success. But at the same time, even though I've seen David Benavides drop before, other than that, he's shown to be pretty solid and pretty sturdy and can take a good punch. Both these guys have some pretty good beards on them, and they both pack a good solid punch. I wouldn't consider Caleb Plant a one-punch knockout artist. Darrell was older, you know what I'm saying? And he had to break him down first. So he would have to definitely break down David Benavides. David Benavides, I give him the edge and the power. You know, like I said before, he can come in standing straight up, and he can somewhat follow you sometimes and throw a lot of arm punches. But once he traps you, if he's cutting off the ring successfully, once he traps you and he starts to squat down and leverage some of those punches, he has fast combinations, and they all have power to them, and they are somewhat disguised. His whole style is somewhat disguised. And he kind of reminds me of like a Michael Myers type of a style, where he can look like he's moving real slow, and then he's just right there on you. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 minute you can see him and he's over here, you know, looking like he can't touch you. His punches look slow, his feet look plodding, and then the next thing you know, he's just right there on top of you, hitting you with some deadly combinations. So Caleb Plant, he would have to stay focused, and he would have to stay slick and fast. And at the same time, he's going to have to throw some punches that get David Benavides respect, because David Benavides can take a hell of a punch. So when I look at everything, speed, power, discipline, ring IQ, they both have good jabs. They both have good hooks and double hooks. I give a little bit of the leverage or edge to Benavides when it comes to the power. I give a little bit of a leverage and edge to Caleb Plant when it comes to being elusive and being, you know, swift, fleet-footed. But it's a 50-50 fight. I think they both are hungry. They both in their prime. They both have experience. I think that the fight with Canelo and Caleb Plant gives him a little bit more of an experience advantage, because that's the top. And David Benavides hasn't experienced that level yet. He's been on the cusp, he's been on the verge, but he always took a few steps back. So I think Caleb Plant has the experience advantage, but he came up short in that experience. He did suffer defeat, but I think he's the type of person, the character that he showed, he's climbing back up that mountain with no fear in his heart, period, point blank. David Benavides, he has something to prove too, because he wants to get his shot at the top as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a 50-50 shot of who's going to be able to, you know, get that out the way. It's going to be a 50-50 shot of who's going to be able to edge out who. You know what I'm saying? It would be a photo finish type of a fight, down to the wire, tooth and nails. You know, I expect this fight to have some extreme, intricate ebbs and flows. Caleb Plant can't make this a toe-to-toe fight, but I think there's going to be moments where it's going to get very explosive and fireworks, period, point blank. So, you know, the countdown is on for a real fight, real cream of the crop type of a fight, and you know, not a whole lot of fake beef, no tofu, no, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be some real USDA certified boxing. You know what I'm saying? And that's always a good thing. So that's my thoughts. That's my first initial thoughts on looking at the possibility, the fight being announced. Everything goes according to plan. You know what I'm saying? Nothing comes and throws a wrench in the system. Everybody stays healthy. Everybody stays disciplined. Everybody stays focused. This will be a huge fight. You know what I'm saying? So salute to the PBC. Salute to Caleb Plant. Salute to David Benavides. You know what I'm saying? I really hope this fight comes to fruition. This is Boxing Nocturnal Thoughts. Salute, salute, salute. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Bow.